Hello, Augmented Unagi, and welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us on YouTube for the first time, this is a series where I, Malltown, a prodigious yeller and hater, will calmly and politely review your deck's weird little PP, that being your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck, it's what you want it to do. Your practicum is the stuff you put in the 99, and if it helps you do what you said you wanted it to do. So we're going to start with the idea and figure out, have you failed in what you dreamed about? Is what you want to do incompatible with your pod, with the way you like to play Magic, with the bracket level you want to be at? And then what did you put in the 99? Does it achieve that goal? So with this, we have Manichi, the Fevered Dream, who swaps power and toughness. They're a 1-2 for 3 mana. They're mono red. So it's a very bad card. And this has led into the very first problem, which is the premise being bracket 1. Now, I have read the primer already. They go into a little bit more detail. Highlights: the deck is all about dealing damage, not bracket 1. Respectfully, I realize that it's bad, right? The deck is very weak because we have to deal with one of the it's gotten a lot better in recent years, but certainly one of the weaker monocolors, and we are denying ourselves a lot of the things that the monocolor does well because we're tunneling on, okay, I have to have something that I can swap the power and toughness of, and it's still good. So we're looking for red creatures that have a bigger butt than they do front, which is really specific and is definitely making the deck weak. But the idea is bracket 2. Right? This is not exhibition. The the primary goal is to swap power and toughness in such a way that it deals enough damage for us to win the game. So that is just an endless circle of we're trying to be bracket 2 and we're just failing to be there, which makes a lot of sense. So we have sad symmetrical board wipes, card selection, bell bottom jeans. So these are, oh, okay, they're butt boosters. All right, not unreasonable. A little bit of targeted interaction. The funniest cards of, I'm presuming, all time. Let me change the view option. Oh, okay, hold on. Bug with a big ass. All right, so we have a 3 mana 3/1. All right, so okay. Off this first card, I think your failing is you're trying to make too many creatures be cute with the power toughness swapping. I think you need a couple heroes. You need a couple champions. At most 10 to 15. But the fact that we're including, we probably like justified his inclusion because we have equipments as well. I think at bracket 2, you can pay 3 mana to attach the equipment. All right, we can get there. Maybe you'll want to ramp. If anything, trying to deny yourself these types of like manaless synergies and just playing ramps, we can play more expensive spells, will save you, because guess what? Expensive spells are really fucking good. Um, because what we want to do with a commander like this is we want to take bad cards and turn them into good cards. You are taking a good card or a card who is good in a very specific context, and we're putting it in a new context where it's horrible. Normally, this guy's not meant to go to combat. In your deck, he can go to combat, but he goes to combat as a 3 mana 3/1. This is the type of like where our deck is getting dragged down into bracket 1 versus like, okay, 5 mana 6/4, that's not good, but he has a relevant text box that is assisted. So this is a card that is like mid but gets to shine a little bit more. And I think we did not have a difficult enough qualification process for what counted as a bug with a big ass. Because if we went down on bugs with big asses and we had more draw, more ramp, more interaction, or we played more expensive bugs with big asses because we had ramp, I think you get to bracket 2 in a heartbeat. Let's go through these and see who else really sucks. This guy really sucks. Yeah, really sucks. Because he costs 4 mana to swing with, right? Because if we swap his, if we swap him, he dies to a state-based action. So we have to spend red to get him to 1 power so that we can then swap his power toughness. So he would swing as 4 mana for 6 damage. And then if we have other things involved, it gets better. And I did read your thing in the primer about double strike being pretty good. I agree with that. I don't agree with this double striker being quite enough. Crenellated Wall's pretty funny. This is the type of card I could see us including in a bracket 2 deck, but this would be the type of thing where this guy should be Arcane Signet. And we should play like, you know, land, Arcane Signet, turn 3 Crenellated Wall, turn 4 start playing thing, you know. Flying 1/5. This one's okay. This, I'm going to say, is probably the bar. We can't be any worse than this because it's 4 mana. We can maybe play it on turn 3. Then on turn 4, we get in for 5. That's not very much, but it's 5 flying damage in red, which would be a little surprising for people. This guy's pretty rough. We have almost no instants or sorceries. That's beautiful. If we have a lot of mountains out, that's really funny. I can see why you like this. This guy's a fucking hero. All right, so we probably saw this guy, and then we were like, oh, this is so fucking good. I'm going to get every card like this. And then we brought in this guy, and that was a mistake. Hell no. Hell no. Or maybe hell no. We'll see. I think this is really, really cute. I think there are just... I would rather have the big booty double striker, but just be scarier and win combat. Maybe we end up keeping these around, but this seems like another example of you tunnel visioning on an interaction that is not bracket 1 because it is designed to win a game of Commander by dealing damage to people, but is so weak that we would have to put you in a time machine back to 2005 for it to be appropriate for current Commander pods. This is awesome. This is not good, but it might be acceptable. Awesome. Good, yes. Yes. I'd take it or leave this guy. Infect is crazy. Infect is crazy. We have the same problem as the earlier guy, but we only have to pay 1 to be able to swap his toughness and swing with him, so I fuck with that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Double strike. So 3 mana, 3/1 with double strike and trample. That can get us impulse draw. That's great. This thing already does the gimmick by itself. Perfect. Okay, so maybe the unblockability is built around Wildfire Eternal, because this is the one where swapping his power and toughness does nothing, because he has Afflict 4 to begin with, and we would kind of want him to be at lower power so people would give us the free cast, and so by doing our deck's gimmick, we're actually making this card worse. All right, so let's shout out who should this deck be built around? It should be built around Prophetic Flamespeaker, Oblivion Sower, Ogre Menial, Knuckles, Inversion Behemoth, Gold Knight Castigator, Ifrit Flame Painter. I stopped counting on my fingers. Crenellated Wall, Dancing Scimitar, Combustion Man. I think that's like 10 of them. 10 to 12 of them. I would say for the time being, everybody else fucking dies. Straight up. And what most of these cards can turn into is other interaction. They can turn into spells that give double strike. Like you could do Temur Battle Rage, and then your 8 power creature can become 16 damage at instant speed. That could take somebody out of the game. Because again, you're mono red. You're going to be playing for, you thought you were safe, and I had a big boost of damage you weren't expecting. An issue with that is your commander gives away the gimmick on their text box. So the stuff that we can do to help the gimmick after that is give stuff double strike. Because we have a few things. We have a few things that innately have double strike. We have more things that don't. There's bad cards like Assault Strobe. There's better cards like Blood Mist. Brother. 5 mana, 5/2 with double strike. Let's go. So this could come in. I think this could replace a number of things we have in here. There's a lot of double strike givers. I don't think we have to fuck the deck up with this, but a couple of them could be very, very fun. You could do extremely dumb shit like Genji Glove. That would be pretty explosive. And then we're not going to be attacking alone. This is the one I was originally talking about. Okay, and then let's see what else we have with high toughness, because maybe there were things we were leaving out because we were like, oh, that's too expensive, and we should instead fuck the deck up with mana rocks to get to the expensive stuff. So toughness greater than or equal to, let's do 6. Let's get some big boys. All right, Mirror Battlesphere can be swapped a little bit. Maybe that's too normal for you because a lot of people play Mirror Battlesphere as it is already. We're probably going to have to scroll a couple pages before we find the good stuff. You found that one already? Show me something good, Scryfall. And then this is the shield problem you already spoke about, where our red does not have the shit to let them swing, and so we can't use them. But I do have faith. Golden Argosy, that has a good swap. Unfortunately, we don't have any good ETBs for that to really be something. I wish there was an O tag for like had an outrageously big booty. Yo, wait. Is this worth flipping? Hold on. A 10-2? Let's talk about that. Let's just have a a responsible discussion. That fucking sucks. God damn it. God damn it. If this land was any good, bro. If like I mean maybe you run it actually. If we just need to get to bracket 2, here's the picture I'll paint for you. If you do bring in other double strike enablers, you have a number of things that can either naturally or once power and toughnesses are flipped crew where's the Conqueror's Galleon. And then if we have a crewed Conqueror's Galleon and a double strike enabler, you threaten 20 damage. If you use something like Team Your Battle Rage that will also give trample, you are threatening 20 trampling damage. That's pretty bracket 2. That's dead on. Now, is there a tag for Lumbar Lordosis Gang? No. That's a real shame. So we're just gonna keep looking through the real big booty hits. Like you could Consulate Dreadnought. This one's just tough because even with the stuff we're currently power swapping does not crew this beautifully. You found that guy already. Realm Scorcher Hellkite is not. It's a very underwhelming power swap. Gotta be something. I hate these defenders, bro. These defenders are making me twitch a little bit. God, Gold Knight Castigator is great, actually. Another thing you could look into if we continue to have trouble seeking out good individual ones. Come on, Scryfall. I believe in you. I love you, Scryfall. Been with you a long time, Scryfall. Don't let me down now, as you have so often in the past. Well, while that's loading, copiers. So Jaxus, Ortheon, even one-off spells like Twin Flame. You could even fuck this up. This is the fairest Kiki Jiki deck I have ever seen. If we only have a small number of creatures that it's really, really satisfying to flip the power toughness of. We don't want to bring in all of these like B minus creatures. We just want to bring in stuff that supports the A plus players better. And the stuff that would support Gold Knight Castigator really good is to go, okay, now I have two Gold Knight Castigators. One of my favorite, one of my favorite cards to recommend that I don't have many decks it can go in, but I love recommending it to people. I guess we're going to Gatherer. Is my no, my internet's not pooping. It is Scryfall. Maybe spoilers dropped while I was talking about this. Devastating Onslaught, which is again like more mana than you're confident you're gonna have. But if instead of Brass Squire you had Ramp, we could go, all right, guys, turn 7. We need 2 mana floating, so we need 3 spent. You have 4 more lands. I'm gonna make 2 additional Gold Knight Castigators, and I'm gonna swing 27 at somebody in the air. Is that bracket 3? No, 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 no. Can that keep up with like recon level threats? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. And then I think we're having a very good time. We have a funny and silly gimmick. If other people have been buffing their creatures' powers up a lot, you get this very fun judo flip. But that's what I would be doing, is instead of these really, really bad ones, play things that can make token copies of your really, really good ones. Those 10 to 12 that I already called out. And then I think Conqueror's Galleon's funny as fuck. Please put that in. And then I think the last bit would be finding a few double strike enablers, and every other free slot that we make goes to additional card draw or artifact ramp or interaction. Yeah, I don't think you need to do this. Genuinely, I think you can win. I think you put this in because you were like, I can't win the fight. I think you can win the fight. If you do what I'm talking about and you still can't win the fight, put it back in. I'm so sorry. But stuff like this, particularly in decks that people are like, this is bracket 1 because it's weak. This is you reaching for anything that can stabilize the game in your favor. And I hope that we are finding enough juice that you don't need this. Skulk is funny. I'll give you that. Skulk is funny. Oh, we do have some ramp. I think you could definitely put some more in and have a better time. But we do have some ramp. Come on, dog. It's toughness greater than 6. Do toughness greater than 7. Let's get a little freaky. Red. 17 results. 17 results, and all of them are even. Holy shit. You already have this one. Holy shit, there's nothing. There's nothing. 94 results in colorless. Okay, talk to me. Talk to me, please. Give me something. No. You are not costed appropriately. Get out of here. Ugh. And even all the ones that do have slightly big asses are so expensive because they're built for people who have like Tron lands and Thrawn Dynamo and shit like that. Oh, this is devastating. Okay. Looking at that really locks it in for me. I think the plan is funny. I think you are just too averse to using. I think it feels like there's an aversion to using generically good cards to prop up your uh, good good specific cards. And that's a healthy fear to have. Oftentimes, like something like a Rhystic Study will take over the entire personality of a deck. Jaxus the Troublemaker will not take over the entire personality of your deck. Team Battle Raging Conqueror's Galleon is actually exactly what you want the deck to do. So I'd keep the ones I talked about, straight cut all the others, and bring in the other support I talked about. And as you find, a a little bit of comfort in that other support. You may also be able to get rid of like fighter silk net, because again, reach, we're trying to be very defensive. Vigilance, very good keyword. Consoled scimitar, pretty good keyword. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Fine. Hexproof haste, never a bad keyword. But we just got to rip out like half or more of these creatures. You could even cut some of the ones I called out as keeping if you don't have enough room for support, but you need more support for our A plus players. And you got to cut all the B plus, B minus, C plus creatures that we have around. Because unfortunately, your plan is bracket 2. But I do think these changes can get you to playing in bracket 2 happily. So if anybody in the comments knows of any stuff for this plan that I missed, hit them with it. And I hope this helps.